On today's episode of Anime Afterthought, Tonikawa, Over the Moon for You, Episode 4, Promise. Now, judging by last week's preview, one would assume that the most interesting part of Episode 4 would be the introduction of Tsukasa's little sister. And, like me, you would be wrong. All I have to say is, NASA, you the man! Oh, I did not see that coming. Now, last we left off, we had quite a misunderstanding. Tsukasa feared NASA's affection for Aya may actually result in something. Meanwhile, NASA, spurred on by Kaname, feels he maybe has botched this whole marriage thing, skipping both the proposal and the ceremony, to which he feels obligated to correct, leaving Tsukasa to return home herself. Little does she know, lurking in the background is a familiar face. And this is where we pick up today's episode. What to do, Tsukasa being left home alone and the only one with a key. It's not like she can leave. I guess it's time to show your mettle as a housekeeper. Deciding cleaning the house is the best way to show her worth, as well as pass the time. In reality, it seems NASA's one hell of a capable guy. The house is spotless clean, at least the places you can actually see. But what about the places you can't? I mean, NASA is that age, and previously was a bachelor, so what exactly is lurking in the depths of his closet? Well, that's a question that'll have to be left for another day, for it seems that Tsukasa is even scared at what she might find. But luckily for her, her mental gymnastics to avoid the problem is interrupted by a knock at the door. Quick to assume it's NASA returning, discovering the one key situation, she's all too quick to greet him. Opening the door and proclaiming, "Hello, duh," stopped mid-sentence, she notices that it's not NASA, it's in fact her little sister. Yes, I can already tell that this character is gonna give us a great comedic value. Not only do we see this nice back and forth conversation between them, and we get this information that Tsukasa is actually not blood related, but to see the look on her little sister's face when she actually announces, not only will I not be returning, but the reason is that I'm fucking married. So not only is this little girl turned away by her big sister, she has been shocked to her core to find out that she is in fact married. Who exactly is this vile, detestable pervert who tricked my sister into marrying her? And right on cue, as this little girl is having a breakdown on his steps, shows up NASA, yes, trying to console this middle schooler and even going as far as offering her a handkerchief, and he even takes the time to hear out her issue. He goes, oh, that's a big deal. Yeah, she won't return home? Have you thought about calling the cops? No, this would just put my sister in a more delicate position. See, she's like a glass butterfly. A glass butterfly flying to the moon. She's delicate, she's easily hurt, and if you turn your back for 1 second, she'll vanish. Once again, we are getting this motif of the moon, as well as that connection to the original Princess Kaguya character. Like, the same reason that NASA didn't I have to tell this girl I love her in episode 1, like, he was afraid if he doesn't say it now, he'll never see her again. Just as it seems that NASA is cheering up this girl, Tsukasa decides to make her appearance, calling NASA by his pet name Darling, and this sets this little girl ablaze, realizing that he is in fact this vile, detestable pervert that's tricked her sister into marrying her. Now, whether it's actually what Tsukasa thinks about NASA having the control of the conversation, or whether he is just so obtuse, you can definitely tell that he is in control, setting her off balance by shaking her hand, introducing himself, even giving the kanji for his name, which leads us to unveiling her name, Chitose Kaganoji. But even with NASA trying to calmly diffuse the situation, Tsukasa informs him that her little sister is not so easily convinced. Seemingly even more aggravated by the current situation, with a simple snap of her fingers, Chitose summons the car, and with another snap, it seems a man in the black suit has hog-tied NASA. Yes, he's going for a little ride. Now, I have to say, the card ride to this massive estate. Yeah, we found out that Tsukasa is coming from quite a loaded family. But the ride there, when Chitose remarks, why would sister marry a guy like that? And he even questions himself, why would she marry me? Is it that I'm actually hot? I honestly laughed so loud, I choked. Like, it was fucking hilarious. Now, as we get to the estate, it looks like Chitose has a plan to make sure Tsukasa leaves NASA. Of course, this doesn't involve any kind of torture or like that. No, it's something much much worse. Tabloid journalism. Yes, it seems that a picture says 1,000 words, and everything she wants this picture to say is that NASA is a perverted cheater, and he is not good enough for her sister. Going as far as to summon her maids, Aurora and Charlotte, to be her accomplices in taking this photo. Now, I have to say, Charlotte was a little too quick to agree, almost getting down to her skivvies in a blink of an eye, like, no, you're going too fast. I mean, this literally shocks Chitose, even though this is her plan. And as she's getting this maid back under wraps, it seems NASA has dipped. He's like, fuck this, I'm out of here. Still hogtied, decides to try to escape. Now, eventually he makes his way to, I guess this is Tsukasa's room, or at least this is her favorite room, where he finds something miraculous, something that there are only a handful on Earth. It's an actual moon rock. You can tell he's completely nerding out. He's actually even going over how they keep it from, was it oxidizing? They have it set up with like some nitrogen, something in a case. But it's not too long before he is unfortunately discovered. And it just so happens to be Charlotte, this time wielding a giant berserker, like the gut sword. Yeah, and decides to go on a fucking rampage. And I'm pretty sure everyone saw this coming. Eventually she did hit and crack and damage the case. And this leads us to a nice interaction between Tsukasa and Chitose, where not only does he get to show off his skills, he actually fixes the container, fixes the system that she ruined, but he lets her in on the fact that this is Tsukasa's favorite room. It reminds her of home. And once again, I'm thinking, is this bitch from the moon? Like, I don't fucking know. This motif is going really fucking far. It also leads us to a nice little backstory between Chitose and Tsukasa. I mean, they've been together for a while. It looks like even at one point, Tsukasa saved her. Doesn't that sound familiar? You know, saving people on the verge of fucking, I don't know, dying. And this is where we get another proclamation of love. It turns out that she, in fact, wants to marry Tsukasa. It just seems this chick has that effect on people. Now, upon hearing her words of conviction, it seems that Charlotte admires the young miss. Okay, if that's what you want, let's go ahead and get this over with, and decides to pull NASA into her cleavage. Then we have Aurora snapping the photo, but it doesn't even matter because what she creates in the following sequence of her photoshopping looks nothing like the photo she would have took in the first place. So like, what was the fucking point? What was the point? But of course, everyone is completely shocked by how good this photo looks and how pervy NASA is in it. Each one taking their turn overviewing this picture. The last one to see it, of course, is Tsukasa. She has made it back to the estate, and she, upon seeing this photo, is absolutely pissed. NASA, how dare you? This is enough to divorce. See, sis, you should divorce him. He's a pig. Oh, no. We need a conversation. Let's go ahead and talk. Of course, this is just a diversion to get her and him out of the fucking room. She knows what's up. She's no dum-dum. I do like the little threat that she gives him out in the hallway. Oh, don't worry. I know this isn't real. See, if I really did catch you cheating, shit would be way fucking worse. And when it fucking zooms in on her face, it's absolutely hilarious. Now, of course, this giant estate, you know, all mansions are gonna have secret passages, and this one the little sister doesn't know about. It eventually leads to a church. It seems to be a pretty special spot for Tsukasa, and seeing her in this state, this shrouded in divine glow, it seems the perfect opportunity for NASA to pull out all the stops, going as far as to actually propose. Not only that, but he does it. He fucking kisses her. We're in episode 4. You know what? Honestly, I did not see NASA making the first move. He was just so shell-shocked from holding her hand the first time. Honestly, for them, that was the night before. Like, holy shit. Like I said, while the introduction of the little sister is awesome, we're expanding upon the mystery of this girl. She comes from a rich family. There is a great-grandmother involved. Was it Tokiko? We learn of the little sister and the maids. All that could have been amazing on its own. But to add that fucking ending, that kiss, oh my god, this episode was fucking amazing. Now, of course, my eyes are not what they used to be, and besides seeing the Berserker sword, you guys tell me that there are a lot of references throughout this series. I know last week I unfortunately cut the iPhone X, as well as there was a Street Fighter and even a Fate card one. So if you made it this far into the video, all I ask is to leave a comment below. Let me know if there's any other references that I miss. That'll be our little thing when it comes to the Tonikawa videos, because honestly, I am thoroughly enjoying this series. Like, this is one of those things I probably would have skipped. It's just not in my wheelhouse, but I'm honestly glad I got this as a recommendation because it it's such a fun series to watch. Going forward, I don't know. See, we have NASA making preparations, but what he said in today's episode, or what Tsukasa imagined him saying, faster than the speed of light. I mean, I want him to get his resolve back. I mean, the only reason that he basically quit his goal is because he was so down in the dumps after losing out on quote unquote first love. Now that he has that back, hopefully she can reignite his spark, his ambition to go out and fucking do something. Not only that, he's got to provide for this girl. So where do we go? I don't know. I can't believe he fucking kissed her. Anyways, with all that being said and more Tonikawa, I honestly cannot wait for future episodes.